Ken Orkowski, welcome back to Business Rockstars. We're here to help you start, grow, and fund your business, and of course, connecting you to everything that is entrepreneur. One of the most important things is to understand what it takes to use the right tools out there, not just social media, but the influencers that are out there too. An influencer. There's a company called Boomopolis. Is that a great name? I love the name. Evan, is it Aaronson?
Aaronson, yeah.
Aaronson, you are the founder. I love that name, by the way. Boomopolis.
Thank you.
What is Boomopolis?
Boomopolis, it's just boom. We try to get businesses booming. So that's why I called it that.
What's an influencer?
An influencer is basically, you remember back in junior high, there was somebody that everybody wanted to be like, right? Like somebody
Sean Cassidy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm old.
Or even
Leif Garrett.
Even within your school, even within your school, there was a popular kid.
Sean Cassidy went to my school.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it's the same thing. It's people that have large followings on social media. Okay, they're not necessarily celebrities. They're just regular people that have gained large followings. And this could be Facebook, it could be Vine, it could be Twitter. Snapchat even.
What's Courtney, or what is one of the Kardashians? Are they an influencer?
They're more of a celebrity influencer,
okay.
So it's a little bit different. The influencers that we deal with are not so much traditional celebrities that you would find in TV and film. They're more just regular people who just really post a lot on social media and gain a following.
Give us some names that you work with.
I work with a guy named Gabe Irwin who's doing really well. He's known for doing these sort of music funny vines. I also work with a guy named Trey Kennedy.
Most names we don't know,
yeah,
but
exactly.
Online, they're rock stars.
Exactly, they are absolute rock stars online, but most people, especially over the age of 25, 30, don't know who they are, but yet, if you walk down the street, if I walk down the street with these kids, every teenager knows who they are, and they ask for autographs. It's literally like Beatlemania. I was at a conference recently, and a stampede of kids would just like swarm and follow these kids when they spotted them.
It's kind of like what
crazy.
Tiger Beat was when we were a kid,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
But it's all online. So you work with all these people, right?
Yes, but Ken, you're like you're an influencer as well in some respects.
But I'm old.
It doesn't matter. So a lot of them are young, but there are still influencers. As long as you have a large following on social media, then you're considered an influencer from our book. Because we can get you brand deals, that's why.
And does that affect the actual platform of those influencers? Meaning, if you said you're going to get me a deal, would my followers know that that is a paid ad inside there?
So there's recently been some laws about that. So nowadays you have to actually put ad. So you actually have to hashtag ad at the end of it. It's not, really, they don't enforce it that much.
I understand, but you're saying that it's skeptical. But the influencers that do it the right way,
right.
It feels like it's part of what they're doing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It has to be the right brand that fits them.
Give us an example. You just told me about this full-time college student.
Yes, I did. Incredible. This is a guy that wasn't even on my radar. Okay, I just happened to go to this conference and I started talking to him, and he's telling me he makes 20 grand a month, and I'm like, well, how? He has a 4 million follower Instagram account.
That's amazing.
Okay?
4 million.
4 million. Actually, I think it's like 5 million.
I was all excited when I hit 20,000 the other day. 4 million. Okay,
5 million. And so he does just these 1 hour posts. He'll post for the 1 hour, and he does like, whatever, 20, 10 a day, whatever he does. I don't know exactly what he does, but it ends up being 20 grand a month, and he's a full-time student.
That's
so there's
amazing.
not even like a full-time job for him.
So you can make a great living on this, right?
Yeah, like one of the biggest influencers has made over 25 million. 25
What?
million. Yes, and I work with people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's like people who are not familiar with this world don't understand the amount of money that can be made. It's mind-blowing. Yeah.
I think actually Ben, our producer, is an influencer, and he just doesn't tell us. He makes stuff, right, Ben? Yeah, okay, he's not being friendly to me at all. So here, why would a brand want to work with an influencer?
Because it's organic. Actually, it's more, the ROI for a brand is better working with a regular influencer than it is with a celebrity. And the reason is because with a celebrity, a traditional celebrity, that you feel kind of detached from them. It's like the celebrity's up here and you're here. Whereas with an influencer, you feel like you're one of them, especially when you're looking on the phone. A phone is a personal kind of device, so you feel like your friends are on your phone, and here's this person. It's sort of like a, you feel more connected with it. So it's actually the amount of like installs an app would get is higher on an influencer than a celebrity.
Evan, you've been doing this only a couple of years.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
You were in the TV industry for a while.
Yeah, I was.
What made you make the transition?
Well, yeah, I worked on Monster Garage. I was there.
A lot of shows on this lot right
exactly.
here. Yeah.
I worked on this lot. Yeah. So I was working freelance. I wanted something a little more steady, my own business. I was very entrepreneurial. And so I just wanted to start this. I mean, there was another business before this that I did, but you know, I just decided to do this, and it's really taken off.
Was it hard to get into it?
A very interesting story. I was renting out my guest house, okay? And this guy comes in, and he did a Vine at my house. He was a Viner. We started talking. And I saw the amount of engagement he got on this one Vine. And I'm like, this is incredible. You got like 5,000 likes in like 5 minutes. This is powerful stuff. So I said, you know, this is a real business. So I was one of the first companies to do brand deals on Vine.
Which is hard to do, by the way.
Yeah, they're 6-second videos. You know? And so, you know, there was a little bit of stuff going on, but I really went full force. And so I dropped what I was doing, and I just, you know, did all these promotions on Vine, and it turned out great.
And you have an interesting situation. The people you represent are between 18 to 25.
Yeah.
You're a few years older than them.
Yes, I am. Yes,
right?
I am.
So you have to somehow understand them, and they also have to think you're cool at the same time.
Yes,
Is that
exactly.
a tricky little tap dance you got to do?
It's interesting. I'm definitely, you know, one of the older people working in this industry, not only with, you know, with the kids who are basically, in a lot of ways, my boss. I joke with people like, you know, I work for a bunch of teenagers. It's kind of funny. But also even the executives. The executives are very young because a lot of young people are making these apps. You know, it doesn't cost a lot. You know, like 3-man bands. I work for a lot of, you know, very small companies, and so it's an interesting adjustment because my view of a CEO, you know, when I was growing up, was like a 50-year-old gray-haired guy, and now it's like 20-somethings. And I just had to, you know, I said to myself, now my mentors are 20-somethings.
That's a great. I love that you could actually see that too.
Yeah.
It's Boomopolis. Boomopolis. And I'm going to do. You do the first part.
Boomopolis.
That's where you go. I appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you.
BusinessRockstars.com. We are dedicated always to making sure you are connected to what's going on in the world of entrepreneurship. Don't go away. We got a lot more going on, connecting you to everything entrepreneur right here on Business Rockstars.
Rockstars.
All right.